Literally just said that.
Yeah.
Okay, so our target for today is I can solve and graph one-step inequalities. So as a refresher, we have our symbols, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So circle and arrow direction just to help us with the graphing piece. Okay, so what kind of circle would you use if you had a less than symbol? Tucker?
Open.
Open, very good. And generally, which way would your arrow point? Zach?
Oh, this way.
Very good. What about this symbol here?
Open.
Open. Which way would our arrow point? What about this one? Closed. Okay, which way would our arrow point?
Left.
What about this one here?
Close.
Close.
Right.
Closed. Very good.
Other right.
Okay, what's the difference between an open circle and a closed circle? Danica.
Closed circle includes the number it's on, and open circle doesn't.
Very good. A closed circle includes the number. We can use that number in our solution set. Open circle, we cannot use that number in our solution set. Now, when we're talking about our solution set, we're talking about numbers that produce a true inequality statement when we use it to check. Okay? So that is what we're looking for. Now, last week we focused only on addition and subtraction. Okay? So again, we used our inverse operations. Whatever we did on the left side, we also had to do on the right side. So we're going to continue that today. But we're going to work with multiplication and division. Okay? So again, the inverse of multiplication is division, and the inverse of division is then multiplication. So our first problem here, b divided by 7 is greater than 7. Okay, so b is being divided by 7. What's the opposite of dividing by 7? Multiplying. So I'm going to multiply left by 7, and I'm going to multiply my right side by 7. Multiply by 7, divide by 7. Those are inverse. So what do we do with that?
They cancel each other out.
They cancel each other out, and we bring down our b. And we bring down
Your side.
our inequality symbol. 7 times 7?
49.
49.
I'm so smart. That's where I was going to mess that up.
So, open circle or closed circle?
Open.
Open.
Open. Where are we going to put that open circle?
On 49.
On 49.
It's going left.
Okay? And then which way is our arrow pointing? B is greater than 49.
Right.
It's going to go to the right.
Oh, nice and flat. Dang, that little beast got no.
Okay, so the tricky part is when we're using division, what are we most likely going to get if we divide?
A decimal.
A decimal. So, can you work with decimals? Absolutely, you can work with decimals. Do I like to work with decimals?
No.
Nope. So I'm going to find a number greater than 49 that is also divisible by 7. So what's this next number?
11.
56, right? So is 56 fit my parameters?
Yes.
Yeah. So I could do 56 divided by 7. And then 56 divided by 7 is 8. Is 8 greater than 7?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then isn't our solution b is greater than 49?
Very good. Your solution is B is greater than 49. right, number 2, what do you see?
16 times what?
16 times y.
Is greater than 48.
Okay? So in this situation, upside down t. If 16 is being multiplied by y, how do we undo multiplying by y? Divided by 16. Can't divide by y. It's not going to get us anywhere. 16 divided by 16.
Cancels out.
Cancels out.
This is where your calculators are handy, right?
I don't need it. 4.
Okay, well, you might not need it. Some of us might need it. I feel like I need a hand sanitizer pump and a lotion pump. 'Cause my hands are so dry. I forgot my wedding ring this morning. Well, I had my wedding ring. I forgot my engagement ring this morning. So I feel naked. Fully clothed and feel naked so I don't have my ring on. Don't tell my husband. Alright, what's 48 divided by 16?
3.
So y is greater than 3. Open circle, close circle?
Open. 1 to the right.
At?
3.
Do I have to worry about what number I use to check for multiplication?
No.
No, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so someone give me a number.
4.
4? Yeah? Anything else?
I'm thinking of 64.
2? Would 2 work?
No. 18.
18, yeah. But I'm not doing 16 times 18. Anyone know what number I'm going to use?
10.
What?
I'm going to use 10. Why would I use 10?
Because it's easy.
Because it's easy, right? So I'm going to go 16 times 10 is greater than 48. So then 160 is greater than 48. So again, my solution is y is greater than 3. Any different than solving equations? No, it's no different than solving equations, right? Yeah, our symbols are different. Yeah, we have to graph, but we're still using our inverse operations, right? So, I have a blank sheet of paper for you on the back side of this one.
Not writing.
What?
I'm not writing. It's too early in the morning to write out a paragraph.
Okay, well, I don't typically make you write
And math.
a paragraph in math, okay? So, just flip to this page.
I got a paper.
Okay.
I thought you were talking about the other page.
So, I want to look at this. Okay, go ahead, write that down. Is that true?
Yes.
What if I multiply this by 2 and I multiply this by 2? What do you get?
You get 6 is greater than or equal to 2. Which is still the same.
True?
Yes.
They're within ratios of each other, correct? I multiplied by 2, I multiplied by 2. Whatever I did on the left, I still did on the right, correct?
Yeah.
Still the same ratio.
Could it still be true either way? Could you still
I don't know, that was weird.
6 is greater than or equal to 2?
Couldn't it still be the same number? Because couldn't you still simplify both of them?
You could divide by 2 and yeah. And you get 3 and 1.
I don't know if it is true because it's very specific that you're just using these numbers.
Oh, I can use any numbers. I could do it with 7 and 5. and then multiply by 2. So I could do this. And then multiply by 2, multiply by 2. Or I could multiply by something different. I can multiply by 4. Is that still true?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not because of the numbers, it's because of the specific sign.
No, this is very, well I could do this.
It's not.
I mean,
Seems weird.
I could do this,
This feels different.
right?
Yes.
Okay, I could do, true?
Yeah.
Everyone okay with that? If I multiply by 3, multiply by 3, I get negative 15 is less than or equal to 24. Still true, correct?
Yes.
Everyone okay with what I'm doing?
Yes.
Okay.
It's different because you don't have a variable in it now.
Yeah, it is. Oh, I can put a variable in it.
Oh, it's over.
Right?
Yeah.
Or I could do, yeah, and I divide by 3, right? Divide by 3, y is greater than or equal to 6, right? No big deal, right? Okay, let's look at something else. What if, instead of multiplying by 2, what if I multiply by this?
You get negative 6 and negative 2.
Okay, so 3 times negative 2
It's always going to equal
is negative 6. And then 1 times negative 2
Yeah, but that's not true.
is negative 2. That's not true?
Yes, because negative 6 is closer, is farther away from 0 than negative 2.
Yeah, but negative 2 is greater.
to 0.
Negative,
Exactly.
yeah, negative.
So that's wrong, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
After you pop.
7 is less than 10. So let's try it again. Multiply by negative 3. Multiply by negative 3.
Still wrong.
So 7 times negative 3
Is negative 21.
is negative 21.
Negative 30, so still
And
technically
then it's negative 30.
be wrong because 30.
So is that right?
No.
yeah, it is
No, it's
No,
not.
it's
true.
not.
Negative
Negative
30
21
is
is
farther.
closer to 0 than negative 30.
Yeah, negative 30.
So it's less than negative 30.
Great, look at the problem.
Look at
Negative
the
21
sign.
Negative 21 is less than negative 30.
Being
So when you look at it in the number line,
Oh.
here's 0. I know, dang. Here's negative 20. Here's negative 30. So negative 21 would be right here. So which one's closer to 0? Negative 21 is closer to 0, so negative 21 is greater than negative 30.
Yes.
So when I multiplied by a positive,
It's correct.
it was correct. But when I multiplied by negative,
It's not.
that was not correct.
It would be correct if you flip the sign.
It would be correct if we flipped the sign.
You can't.
Okay? So let's look at, we did this one, right? We divided by 3. We divided by 3, so we got y is greater than or equal to 6, right?
Yeah.
And we said that is correct.
Yes. You would have to go.
Typically, right, but the same problem about, but instead of having a positive 3 as our coefficient, we have a negative 3. So if I divide by negative 3, and I divide by negative 3, negative 3 divided by negative 3 cancels. Y is greater than or equal to negative 6.
That could be correct.
Okay, it could be correct. So let's check our answer, right?
Yeah.
The best thing we can always do is
Check your answer.
check our answer to make sure we're right.
That is correct.
So, so if I check my answer, give me a value that's greater than or equal to negative 6.
Negative 7.
Wouldn't be true. Negative 6 is not greater than negative 7.
Oh,
Negative
five.
4. Okay.
Negative
So the negative 3y is greater than or equal to 18. Negative 3 times negative 4 is greater than or equal to 18. Negative times negative is positive. 3 times 4.
12. But that's still wrong.
Is that true?
No. 'Cause 12
Zach, what's the only way that these are ever going to be true?
If you keep flipping the sign.
If we keep flipping the sign.
is 12.
So wait, can you
Okay.
flip the sign if it's negative?
Negative also means what?
The opposite.
Opposite. Very good. Negative tells you that you have to do the opposite. So instead of having a greater than symbol, when you divide by a negative,
Yes, and less.
you have to divide by the opposite. So that what does what to our sign?
And flip some.
It flips our inequality symbol. Turn your page. Highlight this, star this, tattoo this on your forehead. When multiplying or dividing by a negative number, you must reverse the inequality symbol to create a true statement. So if your denominator is negative,
Your new.
or if your coefficient is negative, you're going to have to flip your inequality sign. So, in this situation, we have h divided by negative 6. What's the opposite of dividing by negative 6? Multiplying by negative 6. So I'm going to multiply by negative 6 on the left, and I'm going to multiply by negative 6 on the right. Negative 6, what happens?
Cancels out.
Cancels out, and I'm left with h.
So then 8. You have to flip
I
the
multiplied by a negative, so my less than sign becomes
sign.
a,
Greater than or equal to sign.
so I reverse my inequality sign.
So 13 divided by 8.
No, 13 times negative 6.
I'm not like that. Seven.
So 13 times negative 6?
Negative 78.
Negative 78. Open circle, close circle?
Close.
Left or right?
Left, right.
It goes to the right, greater than. So because I multiplied by a negative, that negative tells me to do the opposite. So I have to go the opposite direction. And the opposite direction of less than is going to be
Greater than.
greater than.
So
Okay.
how would you end up rewriting this? Would you leave the sign the same or would you keep the sign flipped?
Okay, so very good question. You always keep the integrity of your problem. So if you're going to check it, you're going to write h divided by 6 is less than or equal to 13. So you always check it against the original problem.
Okay.
So I'm going to choose negative 60. Why am I going to choose negative 60?
Because then that's negative 10.
Okay, because
No,
it's divisible by 6.
That'll be 10 because if you choose negative
Right.
60, negative divided by negative.
True?
Yes.
True. So h is greater than or equal to 78. Oh, sorry, negative 78. Right off the bat, am I going to have to reverse?
Yes.
Why?
Because there's a negative.
Very good. 6 is a negative. So that tells me right away I'm going to have to reverse. Yes, Dad?
Oh, times your turn.
Yes, go ahead. So upside down T. Negative 6 is being multiplied by q. What's the opposite of multiplying by negative 6?
Divided by 6.
So I'm going to divide by negative 6 on the left and on the right. What happens to my 6s?
They cancel out.
Because I divided by negative, what happens to my greater than symbol?
It has to flip around.
It flips. Positive divided by negative is going to be a negative. And then 84 divided by 6.
You do it in the negative 14. 14.
Open or close?
Open.
Left or right?
Yeah.
What number am I going to choose to check with this one?
Oh.
Huh? 20?
Huh?
20.
Not just 20.
Negative 20.
Negative 20. Okay, why am I going to choose negative 20?
The negative times the negative is a positive.
Well, no.
Yes, it equals 20.
It's easy, right? So, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not lazy, but I don't wanna do hard things. My life sometimes is really, really hard. Now, is it the hardest that it could be? No, but sometimes I am exhausted.
Why would you do a hard thing?
So, I don't wanna do negative 6 times negative 18. I don't want to make myself work that hard. I just don't. Is that okay? Yeah, that's all right.
No, you're fired.
Pack up my stuff. All right. Don't tell me twice. Okay, just kidding. Just kidding. All right, so I'm going to do things that are easy for me. Okay? This is really hard. It's really taxing on my brain. I got a lot going on. I want to do hard math. So I'm going to use negative 20. Negative 6q greater than 84. I'm going to use negative 20. Do you have to use negative 20?
No.
Heck no. There's a million other numbers that you could use. Literally. Negative times negative is a positive. 6 times 20 is 120. Is 120 greater than 84?
Yes.
Yeah. So my solution is q is less than negative 14. I want you to try number 5.
Okay.
Are we doing number 5?
Yep. Alright, so 6 is being divided by, D is being divided by negative 11. So because D is being divided by negative 11, we're going to multiply both sides by negative 11. My 11's cancel because those are inverse operations. And I'm left with D. I multiply by a negative, so my less than becomes a greater than or equal to. Positive times negative. Negative 6 times 11 is negative 66. So you should have a closed circle, a negative 66, and your arrow should go to the right.
I'm a genius.
Now when I check this, D over 11 is less than or equal to 6. Again, I kept my problem the same. I didn't change my problem because I want to check it against the original problem. I'm going to use a negative 55. Okay, so negative 55 divided by 11 is less than or equal to 6. Negative divided by negative is a positive. 55 divided by 11 is 5. Is 5 less than or equal to 6?
It is.
Absolutely. So D is greater than or equal to negative 66. Your homework tonight is 6 through 10. Five problems. Be very careful. Be very, very careful. You don't always have to reverse your inequality symbol. You only have to reverse when your coefficient or your denominator is negative. That's the only time you have to reverse. Okay? So again, 6 through 10 is your homework. Quiz on Friday over one step. Okay? That will go on to the third quarter. Okay? Because we don't have time to make corrections or anything before if we need to. All right, guys?